Hi guys, we're
Hello.
finally online. I'm sorry for the delay caused due to unavoidable circumstances, but now we are ready to go live. I'm gonna welcome my guest Leila, who is studying in Salzburg in Austria, and today she's going to share with us very useful tips. So welcome Leila.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, as you've heard, my name is Leila, and I'm a master's student here in Austria. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. So let's jump right ahead into our first question. I'm just gonna read the questions. Okay, so which scholarship did you apply for, Leila?
So I applied to the Erasmus Mundus scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I applied quite a number, but this is the one that I got. I had also applied to the DAAD scholarship and in Germany and the Stipendicum Hungaricum scholarship in Hungary.
Okay.
But the Erasmus Mundus scholarship is what I got. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it means that you didn't just apply for one scholarship and waited,
No,
but
no.
okay.
Yeah, I was not willing to put all my eggs in one basket, so explore.
I understand because I
Yeah.
know some people they apply for just one scholarship, and when it doesn't go through, they get disappointed and say this thing is not working.
Yeah. I think I also applied one to the Netherlands. Yes, I got an admission to a university in the Netherlands, but I was not able to get the scholarship, so I had to let it go.
Okay, for
Yeah.
the Erasmus Mundo, did you apply for the school separately or did this come as a package?
Okay, the Erasmus program, it comes as a package, so you only apply to the scholarship, and that covers the school because it's a mobility program. So you'd find that, like in my program, I would be studying in two countries. So my first year, I'm here in Austria, and then for the second year, based on your specialization, you can choose either Czech Republic or France. And for my case, I'll be doing France. So all you have to do is just apply for the scholarship that covers school also. So
Wow.
if you get the scholarship, automatically get school.
Wow, that is nice because I know sometimes you have to apply for school separately and then for a scholarship separately. But this one is it comes as a package, and you have you said that you have a 2-year visa, right?
Yeah, I got a 2-year visa.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's nice because mostly you only have one year visa, and then after it's when it's almost expired, you then go and renew it. But this one looks like a really good scholarship.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is included in your scholarship, like accommodation, health insurance?
So you get the scholarship obviously covers your tuition, and besides that, you also get a stipend. And the stipend is what is meant to cover your accommodation, your living expenses, and etc. And you also get a comprehensive insurance, so yeah, you're good on that area. Basically, that's it. So you're given money, and it's up to you how to budget yourself now.
Okay.
Like in terms of getting a place to stay, how you spend it on a monthly basis, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Wow. So your tuition fees is already covered. You know, sometimes you have to pay for tuition fees, or most of the time if you are coming from a third world country. In Austria, it's not expensive, but it depends with the course you're taking. Sometimes it's around 370 or 360, I think, around that per semester, and sometimes it's around 750 per semester. So in this case, you don't have to worry about the tuition fees, and you get the money so you can budget for it like you want. So if you want to, you can look for a cheaper accommodation, and then you can save on, and you can cook like you want. Because I talked to another student who told me that they get an apartment or a room they share, and they also get food. So you know you are like restricted, you have to take what they give you. But in this case, at least you are a bit flexible in whatever you'll be doing. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us more about the process of the application?
So application is quite simple. Uh, there is a catalog of programs by the Erasmus because they sponsor or they fund several programs in universities across Europe. So the catalog will guide you. You will just go through it. You find the program that interests you or that is in your field of interest, and then just it will direct you to a portal with all the instructions on how to apply. So for my case, my consortium is called Copernicus. Okay, my program is called the Copernicus Masters in Digital Art.
Okay.
And all I had to do was just sign in a portal, submit all the documents that were required, and that was it. Just after submitting everything that was needed, waited for a call to see if I had proceeded on to the next step. So it is basically, it's a very simple process. I know in some applications you have to write a motivation letter, you have to write a recommendation. It is this complicated thing. So in my case, you only had to fill in, like they have some questions for you, like a form sort of, just fill in, like why are you interested in this program? Just then you're
It's
limited,
like you are creating your own profile.
Yeah, so you're like 200 to 500 words, just write something there. So you don't have to like sit down and draft a whole motivation letter or So it was quite simple.
Simple compared to other scholarships.
Yeah. And then when it comes to recommendation, I think all you had to do was provide contacts to your referees. It could be your professors, it could be your colleagues. So you just provide their contacts, and they would reach out to your referees, and that is where they would get.
Do you know if they reached out to your referees?
Yeah, they have to, because they need those. They need the recommendations, so they have to reach out to you. So you have to be in touch with your recommenders or referees before you suggest them, such that
they don't get the shock.
Like they don't know what to write about you. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice. And do you know how long you waited to get a positive?
So I remember I submitted my application around 10th of December 2021, and then I got invited to an interview in around February 25th of 2022. And then about 2 weeks later, I got the feedback that I had got the scholarship. So it's pretty. The waiting period was not too long.
Yeah, that went quick. Wow. Wow, that's nice. And how did you find out about the scholarship?
Well, I think I had gotten to a point in my life I wanted to pursue a master's, because I remember when I finished my undergrad, I was like, I'm not gonna go back to school.
I know this feeling.
You get to a point you're like, maybe I need to like expand my skill set and get some extra papers, or would it be so bad? So I went looking in the catalog, as I had mentioned. I think we'll provide a link to the catalog later. So I went through the catalog. I am in the geospatial field, so they have quite a number of programs funded by the Erasmus. So I identified specifically this one at the time, because I applied later also to another Erasmus program, and there is a limitation, however, to the number of Erasmus programs you can apply at one time. So I think you're only limited to about either 2 or 3, I think. So you cannot apply to more than 3, I think. So I applied to this program, and later also applied to another one where the mobility was in Germany, Spain, and Portugal, but I missed out on that one. So unfortunately, but thank God, because this was my first option, I got my first option, so I was happy with that.
I think anybody would be happy with whatever option they get. You won't say like, I'll wait for the next one, because if you find a chance, you just want to take it. Wow. Quite interesting. And did you have an interview? Because I know some scholarships they have interviews.
Yes, I did. after I submitted, and I said on the 25th of February, I got an invitation to the interview. No, like a week earlier, I got an invitation to the interview, and then on the 25th is when I had the interview. It was about a 30-minute interview online, so it wasn't so complicated. Asked a few technical questions, why I'm interested in pursuing the program, future plans, and the usual type of academic interview questions. So I had it was a short interview. However, I've listened to some of my classmates, and theirs seemed to have been a bit more complicated, more technical. Mine was not. Maybe I was lucky. It was just meant to be mine. Yeah.
And where are your classmates from?
My class is quite diverse. It's quite international. We have people from Colombia. We have people from Thailand. In Africa, we have 2 Kenyans, a Nigerian. We also have 2 Americans, North America, Americans like USA. Who else? Brazil, Argentina.
Do you have Europeans?
Oh yeah, we have one from France, one from Germany.
Okay.
Because the Erasmus program, we have 2 sets. We have the program countries and the partner countries. So I think the partner countries are the European countries, so students from the European countries, and then the program countries are like the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your class is quite mixed.
It's quite mixed. We are an international class, and that's why the program is in English.
Yeah. Do you have Austrians?
We do not have an Austrian class. But within the department, we also have the applied geoinformatics program, which it is also in English, so you'd find a mix also of students from other parts of the world. We share most of the courses anyway, so it's just that for us, we would move later. For our second year, we would have to move to another country, and with them, they will have to do the entire 2 years here. But I think there are Austrians in that class. I am not so sure. Are there? I think I know Germans, I know Greeks. I think there could be Germans. I'm not so sure.
Okay, I was just curious about this.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So how was the visa processing like? Did you have any difficulties, or did everything go smoothly?
Visa process was also pretty simple. Remember we had a meeting, because it's a European Union program. We had a meeting, like all the Erasmus students in Kenya, the 2022 Erasmus students. We had a meeting with one of the Erasmus coordinators. We had a meeting with the ambassadors, the European ambassadors in Kenya, and we met the Austrian ambassador, who at least was able to, what do you call it?
To help you in the process.
He hastened the process. Well, maybe because there was a challenge with application of the residence permit. Initially, we didn't know that we had to apply for the residence permit before the visa. So, but later it was communicated to us, so we had to apply for the residence permit first, have it approved, and then after that apply for the visa. The visa was simple, because once you have the residence permit anyway, we got because after we got the residence permit, 3 days later we got the visa.
Yeah, I know. In Austria, they do things a bit different than other countries. So you apply for a residence permit first, and they send your papers to Austria. They check everything, and if it's okay, they send back to the Austrian embassy, and then after that, so then you can apply for your visa. Like she's saying, the visa, if you have the residence permit, visa normally takes just a couple of days. Okay. So if you're coming with a scholarship, I think it's easier, because like everything get organized, and if you're not coming with a scholarship, it's quite
you have to prove that you have the finances.
And maybe you need to have an apartment already. Or accommodation.
We also needed to have an apartment.
Our
case, so we had to book a place. You can book a hotel if which is not really recommended, because it's getting it would be better if you've already found a place, such that when you're coming here, you know where you're going, other than coming here then staying in a hotel. It's gonna be expensive.
I know.
So there are many, you have to find a place for you to get the residence permit. Yeah.
How was it like for you to look for a place to stay? It's somewhere you've never been to, you have no idea.
Yeah, it was a challenge, and unfortunately, I made the mistake of coming here without having found a place yet. I had to book a hotel, so
Wow.
it was. I spent
That's
a lot
quite
of money in the first
expensive.
month before I finally got a place.
Mm.
But yeah, I finally got a student dorm. So a month after coming, okay, like mid-month, I got a place. And obviously, I had to wait until the end of the month to move in. But that first month of living in a hotel was
Wow.
yeah, it was
that must
hectic.
be
It was expensive. Yeah, it
And
was.
in a place in Salzburg is more expensive even than the capital city, Vienna, because in Vienna you have more chances. You'll get, it's easier to get accommodation. In Salzburg, it's a small, very small city, and it's so touristy, so expensive, so I can just imagine.
Yeah, and then it was towards the end of summer, so end of September, early October.
Yeah.
Goodness, I didn't know. We learn.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you are moving, it's advisable to look for somewhere where you can stay before you come. You're going to save on some money. Okay. So let's talk about your current life as a student in Austria. Is it any different as being a student in Kenya?
I don't know. If
Maybe social wise.
Yeah, social wise, obviously it's different because you are a foreigner. You're different. But I guess the first few months you were just hanging out with probably the only people that you know are your classmates at that time. You have not really met anybody else, and you all knew, so it also depends on the personalities that everybody has. So if you're more of a introvert like I am, maybe it would take some time to get used to hanging out with so many people. So,
with strangers.
It was quite an experience. I wouldn't say it was lonely. I tried my best. I would, whenever possible, and people wanna like do something out of class, I would occasionally go and hang out and at least take a break from class. But I think the first semester there, it was a lot of getting used to, just new emotions arise because you're far from home, you're far from family. It's just a whole new other country, new weather,
new food. Everything is new.
Everything is new. So it's
and they don't speak your language.
Yeah, they don't speak your language. So it was quite an experience. It took a lot of getting used to, and then especially around December, Christmas holiday, I think that was the loneliest month because you're like at home, everybody is in the village or like families gathered. Here you are in your student's dorm. Probably some of your neighbors are traveled because they're probably European, so they could easily just travel home. So you just left all there alone. Yes, unless you make like friends and have some social circle, you were gonna feel a bit lonely. But yeah, I'm glad I made friends. I've made Mercy, I've met so many other Kenyans, so many other Africans, so many non-Africans, like from all over the world. So it's been a nice experience.
I think this is an experience somebody needs or should do at least once in a lifetime, because you are capable of doing so much than it gets you out of your comfort zone. Because if you had, let's say you came and then you meet lots of Kenyans, I think you'll be just hanging around with the
same
small
people,
group. But this way you have to really go out and hang out with different other people.
From different parts of the world.
Nice. And how is your social life like now? Are you comfortable with it, or?
Yeah, I'd say I'm comfortable. I balance obviously school and my weekends. So over the weekends I decide instead of just locking myself in my room and working, because it's easy to find yourself working 24/7, like school schoolwork. So it
I
could just
know,
take
I know.
pretty much all your time. So it's really important to have that balance because you could easily lose your mind.
It's true. It's true.
So yeah, balance is important.
Mostly in winter when it's cold and you don't feel like coming outside.
You don't want to get out. Yeah, I know. Right now it's a bit warmer, so actually when the sun's like start getting warmer, you're like, I'm not gonna stay in the house anymore. I think the entire 6 months I have been indoors has been enough. I need to get out. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. And what do you wish you could have known before you relocated to Austria?
I think biggest lesson, as I had mentioned before, is the accommodation. When I came, I thought it was gonna be easy because I was looking for accommodation when I was back home and it was really hard. Then I was like, okay, fine, let me just book a hotel and then probably it would be easier when I get there. Shock on me. Shock on me. So that is one thing I wish I had known before because I guess it took a bit of a toll on me, the stress and everything, but I'm glad for my program coordinator who helped me in finding a place. And yeah, so that is one thing I wish I knew. I don't know if there's anything else.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
for many people.
Yeah.
And did you experience any cultural shock?
Yes. First thing when I got to the Bahnhof, because I took a flight, I took a train from Vienna here, and I think the biggest thing I saw was like the number of people who smoke.
Really?
I have never seen so many people smoking. It was the first thing I noticed when I got and when I got here, I had not bought a SIM card.
Wow.
So I was just and I had booked. I remember when I booked my flight, I booked including the taxi from the Bahnhof to where I would stay. So when I got there, I can't call. So I am confused. I don't know who to talk to. Nobody speaks. Okay, people speak German here, so you still do not have the confidence to speak to anybody just anyhow. So I just stood at Bahnhof and I was watching people just smoking and wondering what is going on here. So that was one big culture shock for me. I don't know if it's a culture shock or it's just something different here. Like
I know I've experienced this also.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who don't understand, Bahnhof is a railway station. So smoking inside the railway station is not allowed. So all of them will just go and gather outside where smoking is allowed, and there's so many of them. Many people smoke here, it's true.
Yeah.
That for me was also a culture shock. Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, and the food?
I have not explored so much of Austrian food, let me not lie. I have mostly, like, the foods that I've had here have been Persian, Arab, like food from the Arabic side of the world, African food, Austrian. Let's say I've tried schnitzel, I've tried this potato salad. It was weird for me to have cold potatoes. It was just so strange. I was like, why am I served cold potatoes? And I'm told it's a salad. I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't know that. And I liked schnitzel.
Yeah, schnitzel is
the first time I tried it, I liked it. So not so bad. What else? What else is Austrian?
They have so many food. But me too, I don't cook Austrian food because I can't. Some I can, some I don't.
Honestly, I have not explored much when it comes to Austrian food.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess for me it was easier to try the Persian food because it's similar to what we have at home. Biryani. It was comfortable. Yeah.
Do you have Persian colleagues?
No.
Where do you get the food?
I just went to the restaurant.
The restaurant.
At Kiza. There are so many around Kiza.
Okay.
I just walked into some of them. I think I saw outside biryani and I'm like, oh, this is familiar. I know this. And I think for the first 2 weeks before I got my own place where I could start cooking and everything, I used to eat just from one place. And it was always biryani. So,
Because it's the only thing you
it's the
know.
only thing I knew, and yeah.
And if you don't have somebody to share with you or to
Yeah,
tell you, try this one is good or try this one, I know.
I would want to order things and then I'm not able to eat
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll be winding up, but I still have a question for you. What advice would you give to someone who is hesitating to apply, or who has applied maybe 2 or 3 times and didn't get a positive feedback?
I think sometimes applying for scholarship can be intimidating, it can be challenging, it can be like when you think of all the things, the documents that you need to get, the letters that you have to write, it can be a lot of work. I think all it takes is just you start writing that motivation letter, most important, get a passport, because I remember the first time I wanted to apply to this program, I didn't have a passport. That was in 2020. That means for the 2021 intake, I didn't have a passport, so I was like, let me work on getting a passport. Yeah, I know that, and it's not everybody has traveled. Well, I had not traveled as much, so I didn't see the need of having a passport at the time.
I know, but nowadays
nowadays having a passport is really important. So I got my passport, and so when the time came, there was also the process of some documents need to be legalized. So Huduma Center at next to Tuk is a very important place to take some of your documents, your birth certificate, your educational documents. What else? Yeah, I think those two was the things that I needed to legalize.
So, good conduct certificate.
And a good conduct certificate. So you have to have.
But this is only always valid for 3 months, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
According to Austrians.
So do I need to also legalize it again?
No, not now. When you need it.
Oh, when I need it.
So it's better if you do it shortly before you send it to them.
Oh, okay. So quite a number of visits to those offices in Nairobi. What else? So have your documents ready. Have your passport ready. Write those letters. Well, I know rejections would be there. They're heartbreaking, but we take them as they come. And at least there's so many options. There's so many opportunities out there. Don't give up. Apply. At least one of them will go through.
Yeah. And the process is tiring. It can cost you some money and
but thank God with the application of Erasmus, you don't really have to pay for anything. There are programs that you don't have to pay anything.
Okay.
Actually, all the programs I applied to, you don't pay anything.
Okay.
The payments only come in with visas and the residence permit, but application, like you don't have to do an application fee.
No, I meant the documents.
Okay. In legalizing documents, I think I only paid when applying to school, you only have to get your documents stamped at your university, especially your transcripts and your degree, them to your uni and have them stamped. Okay. It's probably the requirements would be different for visa, because they would need the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Interior, something, the ones that deal with births and deaths and etc. But during application, your transcripts and your degree certificates are only legalized, or they are validated by your school. So you take them to your school and get the stamp. You might pay a small amount, and then what else? Basically, that was it. That was the only amount of money spent in having my degree certificate legalized. Okay. Validated. Yeah.
And what about your flight?
Yes. So it depends on as I said, the Erasmus programs, they have so many they fund so many programs, so there's so many consortia, and the mode of how ideally what needs to happen is they pay you for your ticket and everything. But for my program, you pay everything yourself, and then you are refunded once you're here.
Okay, so you need to have the
Yeah, it will depend. It will depend on the program. So you also have to read through like program guidelines and policies and everything to see how they do it. So some people will be you will be bought a ticket. You're just given a ticket and you're good to go. For us, we had to book an accommodation ourselves. You had to book a flight yourself, and then you're refunded later. Some people had it easy. You already have a place. They find you a place. They give you a ticket.
I know of one student who they booked everything from flight ticket to accommodation and food and everything. So it depends with the scholarship.
Yeah.
And I think both of them, some you have advantages and disadvantages for each of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So I think we are done. Unless you have anything else you want to tell the audience.
Austria is a very beautiful country. Honestly, before coming here, I had never thought of Austria. I had never thought of like studying in Austria. My mind was this Germany, Canada, but Canada, the application costs are quite high. So I really wanted. From a while back, I knew I wanted to come to Europe. But I think I was more focused in Germany. And when I didn't get the DAAD scholarship, I was a bit heartbroken. And then this opportunity arose. So I was like, okay, let me check out Austria.
Some people don't even know about Austria.
I know it's quite a beautiful country. Where we are just at the border with Germany. So
you can get to Germany, and there's so many places you can visit.
And for hikers, people who like to hike,
mountain
it is
climbers,
beautiful. It is beautiful. Skiing and
mountain biking.
You would be forced to be outdoors all the time because it's just not it to be indoors here.
It's true. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for coming and for sharing your experience with us and for the information.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.